Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Ed Sheeran, Donkey of the Day for Monday, December 1st goes to Juelz Santana. Now, I know in this fast-moving media ecosystem, a story that's a week old like this one can be considered ancient. Okay, but damn it, if you're still eating Thanksgiving leftovers today, then shut it up. All right, your concept of old is off. But the reason I want to do this story is because we spoke about it last week during the latest, and I kept thinking to myself, why didn't I give Juelz Santana Donkey of the Day for this? I was thinking about that over the holiday break, and it could be such a teachable moment. Okay, so let's spin the block, all right? Juelz was on the No Funny podcast with Kenny, KP Supreme, and DP. Salute to those brothers. And Juelz said that financial literacy holds more importance than reading. Let's go to the No Funny podcast to hear what Juelz had to say.
We gotta start teaching our kids though just financial wealth and literacy and all that early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and
kids can't read
and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be illiterate, because you're not supposed to be illiterate, but you can.
What's more important, reading or math?
Math. You can still obtain the information. And you don't have to know how to read. I believe common sense is better than everything. I'm on common sense. I'd rather have zero book smarts and common sense, be able to read the room, be able to read life, be able to read people. I try to understand people, understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, you can listen to a book.
You
could
read
listen.
your contract, Els.
You don't have to understand. You can listen to that, too. They got apps you can put it in and it'll read it to you. Are you crazy?
Now, I admit, I don't speak nigga like I used to, but I still speak it very fluently. Okay, and I understand a lot of what Juelz Santana is attempting to say, and I want to tell you why I don't agree. First of all, there shouldn't be an either or to this discussion, right? You should be able to read, and you should learn financial literacy. And, you know, if you're going to learn financial literacy, you need to know how to read. Okay, you need to know how to read to really become financially literate. If you rely on the apps and audiobooks, then you're always going to be dependent on someone else's translation. But if you know how to read, then you have direct access to the information yourself. Then you can read it, okay? And what you can't comprehend, what you don't understand, then you can ask questions. That is the beauty of reading, okay? But you can't do any of that, all right? You can't comprehend or understand if you don't know how to read first. All right. Kids need to learn how to read. Full stop. All right. Adults need to know how to read. Full stop. Reading matters so much, man. First of all, reading strengthens your brain. Okay. When you're flipping pages, decoding sentences, visualizing ideas, it helps to build mental discipline. It builds your vocabulary. It builds your reasoning skills, even empathy. All right, reading trains critical thinking, which is really a lost art nowadays, okay? Books expose you to complexity, okay? Not just in regards to understanding the complexity of financial literacy, but emotional intelligence, okay? Moral judgment, pattern recognition. If you don't understand anything I'm saying right now, then there's another example of why you should read more. Okay, financial literacy is vital. There's no argument there, but there are studies that show financial education efforts produce better outcomes when coupled with general literacy. Okay, budgeting, investing, financial resilience, all improve when people have a broad literacy foundation. Also, guys, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but math and financial literacy are not the same thing. Okay, they overlap, but they're not the same thing. Math is like the toolbox, right? You got your numbers and your equations and, you know, your operations and your logic, you know, adding and the subtracting, the multiplying, dividing. Math is about how numbers work. But financial literacy is about how money works. Okay, it's about how people use money in the real world. So yes, you need math to understand financial literacy, especially in regards to percentages and interest rates and basic calculations. So I understand what y'all was trying to say in that conversation, but I need y'all to understand how stupid y'all look to a lot of people. Okay, nothing worse than watching a group of black men be happy about not knowing nothing. Okay, all right. It's nothing worse than watching a group of black men be happy about not being able to read. All right, Juelz, you from Harlem. Okay, you know who else was from Harlem? Malcolm X was from Harlem. And Malcolm X used reading to realize his full potential. I would say reading is the superpower that turned Malcolm Little into Malcolm X. Okay, Malcolm X once told Alex Haley, I knew right there in prison that reading had changed forever the course of my life. As I see it today, the ability to read awoke inside me something long dormant, craving to be mentally alive. That was Malcolm X. You know what my daddy used to say? He used to say, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. All right? All right? That right there should make us intellectually curious enough to want to know what the hell they hiding from us. All right? Pick up a damn book, kids. All right? Everything that Juelz was saying you should learn can be learned by reading. Books teach history and culture. And, you know, most importantly, something that's missing from the world, they teach you context. All right? The world is out of context because people don't even understand. They don't even understand what context is nowadays. And you can do audiobooks. Okay, you can do audiobooks. I recommend you do both. All right? But I'm telling you, if you want to work out your brain, if you want to, you know, do some exercise on your brain, read, okay? And it's more important now than ever that we read, because according to the National Literacy Institute, not only are 21% of American adults illiterate, but also 130 million adults are now unable to read a simple story to their children. You can't even give your kids Cat in the Hat, okay? You don't know how to read to your kids, man. That's something money can't buy. Okay, reading to your kids before bedtime, you can't put a dollar amount on that. But the way this world is going, you're going to have kids in first grade reading to daddy before he goes to bed, if the father's even in the house. Okay, listen, I'm all for teaching our people how to handle money. Okay, I'm all for teaching our people how to invest and build businesses. But to think that reading is secondary is like saying the foundation don't matter as long as you got nice windows. Okay, I promise you, one of the fastest ways to level up is reading. Okay, that's how you learn. That'll teach you how to question things. That'll teach you how to think. That's what literacy teaches you how to do. Read, learn, question, think. So kids, okay, invest in your mind. All right, invest in your mind just like you want to invest in your pockets. Not because you're trying to get rich, but so you can stay sharp and not sound illiterate on somebody's podcast. Please give Juelz Santana the biggest hee-haw. Okay. Just wanted to put that on record. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. What?
It's sad.
It is.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you just decide. But you know where the frustration comes from, right?
Well,
it comes from him being in the industry early, making all this money, and then losing a lot of it, and being damn near broke, and saying, I wish I knew generational wealth and financial literacy to figure out what to do with that money. Because he's probably in a situation where it was like, I wish I knew what to do with the money more than anything else. Yeah. But it's also with
you still
reading.
You know how to read.
Yeah, it's also with the
and
reading.
you a rapper. Yeah. The more you read, the better you get as an MC.
Yeah.
Like you in the world economy.
But that comes from, I'm sure, personal, the fact that he had a whole lot and had all this money and money coming in, and he didn't know what to do with the finance, what to do with the money, how to invest, and he lost it all. So that's where that frustration comes from, him saying, I wish I went to class and did, you know, financial literacy opposed to
But the moral of the story
reading.
is it's not an either or.
No, it's not.
It's all encompassing. It's all part of education. It's all part of an education that you should try to acquire on this planet while you're here. All of it.
I agree.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.
Hold up. Every day I wake up.
Wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?